This right here has been my life the last 24 hours. Whoa, I got so sick. I'm a little bit better right now, but holy smokes. I've lost weight. I think I've vomited probably 40 times. I would walk from the bedroom upstairs. I'd make it down here and I would lay out for 2 hours, like unable to move. And while I'm doing better today, it's just, whoa, that was just so rough. And it got me thinking during the extremely painful times, how bad it could be when you lose a fight in a terrible way. How often do we see fighters who not only get knocked down multiple times, but get their legs chopped, their body beaten, and within that, how long is the recovery? Because I was laying down here, legitimately unable to get off the floor. I would stand up, make it to the kitchen for some fluids, and then I would have to lay down in the kitchen. Then I would, 30, 40 minutes later, make it to the couch, and then I would be on the couch for 4 or 5 hours. Feel like I was starving once I'd got through the phase where I wasn't bringing food up anymore. And I would be wanting to go and get more food and just couldn't. And, you know, along with the headache and all the other stuff, just going, holy smokes, people need to recognize how bad it could be if you get in a fight and you're ill prepared and you really get hurt. Because if it's anything like what I just experienced, I don't even know if it's worth it. Like, I've been so fortunate in my career with the damage that I've taken. And I wanted to talk with everybody about that. Not so much to scare you, but to keep you informed that you need to prioritize preparing for fights and not cut corners. Guys, I'm gonna let you know, in 2 days, we have the Strike Ready Takedown course launching, where you can master how to throw people, how to sweep people, how to stay on your feet and not get tossed over. The doors for this close Sunday night, so you have, what, 18 hours at this point to get yourself registered. We're gonna have the 5 calls, the 3 calls, the 5 weeks, the 25 videos. You can follow along, or you can watch it after the fact, because it'll all be recorded. You're gonna have a blast in this course and you're gonna learn so much. So there's a link down below. Be sure to get in on that. Now, let's talk about the most damage, the most hurt I've ever been after a fight. And it was actually after I fought Sergey Adamchuk. We did the full 5 rounds and I got kicked in the hip a lot. And the hip is not an area which you naturally train to take damage, right? We condition our thighs, but we don't condition our leg or our hip. So I left the ring, walked out, did a post-fight interview. All of a sudden, my legs started hurting more. The adrenaline started wearing off, and then the pain really came. I went back to my hotel room and got in an ice bath for my lower body, and was just convulsively shaking. My whole body was shaking partially from the cold, the shock. And keep in mind, that's just from one injury. I didn't get knocked down. I never got hit and was dizzy in the fight. Didn't have really anything else. That was one injury, and I was just, that's the most hurt I've ever been. Now, I was trying to imagine, I was laying here yesterday going, oh my gosh, imagine I just got winded. Right? I just got hit to the stomach. That's how energy depleted I felt. And prior to that, I got knocked down a couple times. That would equal the headache. And now all of a sudden I'm feeling out of cardio and I can hardly stand up because my energy is so low. Maybe you're in the last round of this big battle and I was going, it feels terrible. So how do we go about preparing to make sure we don't end up feeling like this? We don't get super damaged and just laid out. Well, number one, obviously you got to put in the training time. It is very, very easy to be in the middle of training, be like, yeah, put the hours in, but not recognize the intensity. The intensity is going to be so much of what is required. And I'm not lying, in my opinion, I think you would be better off training 30 minutes than an hour and a half if you're going to be doing the hour and a half at a slow pace, where you never get your heart rate up high. 30 minutes of sprinting, because that's what the fight is like. The body conditioning, the smashing the body so that you are used to it when you get in there and you don't break down. And obviously, the most important is prioritizing the defense for your head, because you can train your stomach, but you cannot train your head to take impact. And when you can start defending yourself intelligently and being like myself, where I've been through 50 fights, and yes, I've been knocked down, never been knocked out, never left a fight with massive headaches or blurry vision or any major concussions. And that's the goal. So you train your defense proactively outside of just my training session where you're just doing sparring and stuff. You actually take moments and you go, I'm going to go in the corner, I'm going to have somebody throw shots at me, and I'm going to train my defense. And then outside of that, you want to make sure that you're building that confidence, because when you have confidence to do something, then it'll allow you to become a more creative and more well-rounded fighter. But taking those moments to be like, yeah, I can protect my head. I know how to get my head off the center line so shots miss. I know how to stay behind a tight, high guard so nothing gets through. Very often people, in my experience, when you watch fights, they get tagged, and then when they get tagged, they let their ego take over. And then they try and go for a knockdown. They try and get the shot back right away, or they stick their tongue out and they just walk forward and they take more shots. That's all ridiculous. That's ego. You cut out the ego. You remember that when this fight is done, I'm going to have lasting damage and real pain, and I'm here to win. But like they say, boxing is, or any fight sport, it's hit, but not get hit back. So if you can become intelligent, take out the ego, train your defense, condition your body so that you're not going to be hurt after from impact. Impact will be kind of irrelevant as much as it can be. If you can do all that, then when you come out of a fight, you will not be feeling like I felt yesterday. And legitimately, yesterday, I couldn't even done this episode. Like, I can't stand up today and do this episode, but I could not have stood up and talked to you guys. I would have maybe made it 60 seconds. I would have collapsed on the ground. You do not want to ever be in this situation where you're going out of a fight not on your own 2 feet. And we've seen that in karate combat a lot recently. It's a very violent sport with the rule set that they've engaged, and a lot of the fighters are not ready to intelligently defend themselves. We see a lot of fighters going out on a stretcher. And I'm trying to imagine the next day if they're feeling back to snuff or if they are laid out. And if they're laid out, it's so sad. So damaging for you and so sad. So let's avoid that, guys. Let's stay smart. You know that I push the defense. I push the, you have to have good cardio for fights so that you don't get broken down in terms of energy and you can continue to fight and defend yourself. So be smart. Take fights seriously, be prepared, and come out every time, even if you don't get the win, still feeling happy that you are not a damaged person. And it's not going to take you months to recover from what you just put your body through. Anyway, that's my caution and my warning for the day. I look forward, guys, on Monday to seeing you on the Strike Ready program for the takedown course. We're going to have on Thursday our first live call where you can come bring your questions, and I will be there to try and help you up your clinch game, your takedown game, and to stop getting thrown. That's the big goal as well. If getting thrown in class. How do we stop that? So that's it, guys. I'm out. Probably gonna make my way to the couch and collapse there for another couple hours. I'll see you guys back here, hopefully with much more energy tomorrow.